Philippine Vice President Sara Duterte has launched a last-minute bid to delay her father, Rodrigo Duterte's initial appearance at the International Criminal Court. The former president set to make his first appearance there after his arrest on Tuesday in Manila. He's being charged for crimes against humanity linked to his deadly, quote, war on drugs.
Well, our expectation is they will allow us visit. They will give us permission to visit the former president. And the other one is we hope that they will allow our request to move the initial appearance.
The ICC today expected to set a date for a pre-trial hearing that will likely be months from now. Judges will then assess whether they have enough evidence for a full trial. The court has reportedly agreed to Mr. Duterte's request, citing poor health, for a transfer to an undisclosed hospital. Local media reports say his legal team will push for temporary release for the duration of his trial. And more, we're joined by William Denselow live from The Hague. William, we just saw Vice President Rodrigo Duterte's daughter, Sara Duterte, in The Hague, trying to push back this trial for her father. Support both for and against Rodrigo Duterte where you are. Even as we're looking, this trial is far from starting.
That's absolutely right. Rodrigo Duterte's first appearance in an ICC courtroom expected in about an hour's time here in The Hague. And a few dozen of his supporters have gathered outside ICC headquarters. As you can see behind me, their strong message, "Send him home," is what they've been chanting. I've spoken to one person from Davao City where Duterte was once the mayor. She said that a major reason why she's come to support, she's from there but has been living in the Netherlands for 5 years, she tells me, is that he made the city, he made the country when he was president safer. And an overarching message from his supporters I've been speaking to here is that they believe this is something that should be handled by the Philippine Supreme Court and is not a matter for the ICC. There is also, as you rightly mentioned, a few dozen counter-protesters here as well, and they are here to show solidarity with the victim's family. The message from those that have gathered here outside the ICC is that this is an opportunity for justice to be done.
Well, as we just mentioned before we crossed to you, a pre-trial hearing, should that happen, is even so months from now. In principle, Mr. Duterte might have legal avenues to avoid that even happening.
That's right. All eyes will be on exactly the time frame going forward. So we're expecting at this first court appearance for Mr. Duterte somewhat of a formality, things like his identification to be checked, and as well as those charges to be read out against him. But of course, all eyes will be on whether there'll be any developments on some of those requests we've been hearing from his legal counsel. Then, as you rightly mentioned, we're expecting an update on when exactly there might be another hearing as we move slowly, as the ICC tends to move when it comes to hearings, when it comes to the formalities on the case. This will be an opportunity down the line, as you mentioned, potentially even in a few months, whether the judges here at the ICC believe there is enough evidence to go forward with this case. We've heard from Karim Khan, the ICC prosecutor, who says there is plenty of evidence to suggest that crimes against humanity, these alleged crimes, have been committed, and there is grounds to proceed. But of course, that will be ultimately for the judges to decide. But first things first, here in The Hague, this pre-trial motion, this first appearance, which is expected to be a formality, but all eyes will be on whether those other stipulations made by Duterte's legal team will be taken into consideration.
Thanks. William Denselow there, live there from The Hague.